Hello, listeners. Here we are again. And sometimes I think I'm on radio and I say listeners, but I should say this is video and TV because, we do both. We do a lot of podcasts and we do a radio program also, but this is the TV where you can actually see us. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to welcome everyone today to today's program. I've got here my son.
Charles Scott Sr. right there. This is Charles Scott Jr. How you guys doing today? Like my father was saying, we are, I'll say syndicated. Go on Facebook, go on TikTok, YouTube, type in Tri-State Realty Can We Talk, and there's bounds and mounds of episodes, a lot of good educational viewership there.
Today we're going to touch on some of the things that you can do out there to possibly keep your home and actually set it up there so that you can have the most value, the biggest value by increasing the value with repairs or things that in the house, maybe not even a repair that you can add to the value of the property, maybe painting a little bit. We're just going to give you some ideas to sort of, critique your little memory and inexpensive ways of adding value. Not expensive, because sometimes people go crazy and there's such a thing as over improving a home too.
There's such things over improving. But right now, I'll date this episode, we're heading into the spring market. We just had daylight savings time. And what that means is the sun's going to stay out longer. People have the opportunity to see houses more so, not just on the weekends, on the weekdays. So right now we see a lot of people calling us saying, I'm ready to sell my house, even though they should have called us back in February, March, get things ready. But it's still time. And like I said, we're going to talk about some small improvements you can make that make the value go up.
Yeah, touch on what you just said there. We have more daylight now. The season's changing. We're in the spring. There's more daylight, and you'd be surprised. That's what a difference that makes with real estate.
Big difference.
Especially when you have people that are used to getting dark around 4:30. Mm-hmm. I always say in the wintertime, I get to take a vacation. And it's sort of a forced vacation because at 4:30, people get out of work at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and if they want to go out and look at homes or look at property, we can't walk around with a flashlight.
Although some customers do call us, say, can we go see a house at 8 o'clock? I'm like, you want to see it during the day so you can see the roof, you can see the cracks, you can see the things that, may be imperfections on the house.
You don't want to look at it and then say, oh, I love the inside, I love this house. You put an offer in, you come back and you look up and the roof, the shingles are falling apart.
How about that?
Or you have it inspected and now the inspector's coming back and pointing out all of the things that you didn't see when you're looking around in the dark. So, at least now it's the daylight is longer. The other thing too is that people are coming in from out of town, and if people are coming in, you still have the people that are coming in from New York into Connecticut buying up properties, and if they've got to leave at 4 o'clock in the dark to come here, it doesn't happen. But we see a lot more traffic now.
A lot more traffic.
It's like they say, day and night.
It's like day and night because people have extended daylight. But also people are still seeing that, Connecticut's a good value. There's a lot of good properties out here that people wouldn't be surprised. Like, oh, wow, Bridgeport, is an up-and-coming city. Like you said, in the future, we're going to do a documentary, talk about how the amphitheater, how the Total Mortgage Arena, how those things are influencing, I'll say, an influx of new generationals, coming in.
Well, you just said it there. What is it they say, you can't see the forest for the trees? When you live in a city or you live in an area, there's many things that you may take for granted that other people just fall in love with. I remember we're broadcasting right now from Connecticut for the viewers that may be all around the world. And Connecticut is a very scenic state. We got the Merritt Parkway just to drive into Connecticut from different areas, New York, New Jersey. We got the Merritt Parkway, which is like a historical highway, the trees, the ups and the downs. We in Connecticut say, oh man, the Merritt Parkway is narrow. You got up the hill, down the hill, up the hill.
People drive that to see the sceneries,
but
the foliage.
Some people go out there now, back with their binoculars and taking pictures of the changing of the scenery and back in the summer and the fall. and it's a nice scenic view. And there were some plans to cut down a lot of the trees and widen the Merritt Parkway, and that got shot down quick because
Yeah.
people said, no, leave it the way it
They
is.
like the way it is.
You
Yeah.
know, that's part of the culture of Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we benefit from that. I just saw a report this morning, and we get all of these reports in. That's why I'm able to do this program, because we get enlightened by many reports that come our way, and we read these reports. And so you get to share the knowledge that we give you from a lot of facts that are out there.
That's what we tell them. Remember, come look at us and see if you want a summary of all this information. It can be kind of like information overload when it comes to real estate and the economy, how they connect. But we break it down, I'll say, very simple, very easy to understand. And like I said, go back in our older episodes and you could see that.
There's one of the articles I was reading today. It said that there's a lot more pickup in the mortgage applications.
Oh, yes.
Mortgage brokers are writing a lot more business, and they're getting together and putting a lot of pre-approvals together. Now, the pre-approvals usually transfer into sales because people are going into the banks and getting pre-approved. Next thing they do is they go out and they start looking for a property.
Yes.
Also, more sellers are coming into the market and putting their houses up for sale.
And that's what we need. We need that inventory to match the buyer demand in order to have, I'll say, a stable market going forward.
So that's a good combination. We have more properties coming on the market, and we got more buyers coming on the market.
Yes.
Put the two of those together, what do we have? Good real estate market.
And I was going to say what you step on that as far as the pre-approval. Remember, there's pre-qualifications, which you got on that app, you entered your information, but a pre-approval is more, I'll say, more official. You sit down with the loan officer or your local bank, they look at your credit, your student loans, and they're going to tell you exactly how much house you can afford. At that point, then you look for the realtor. A lot of people come to us first, not realizing the pre-approval is actually the first step.
So just to let you know, now is a good time. Things are starting to happen, and you want to, jumpstart it. I had a client of mine, and he went to an open house over the weekend.
Oh, yes.
And he said, oh, my God. He said, there was cars galore out there. He said, I saw a lot of New York plates. And he said, all the New York people are back.
Yep. First,
He said, I saw all
spring is coming when you see those license plates.
I saw all of the people. He said, I was there for about 20 minutes, and he said there was probably about 30 people that passed through. So I said, see, this is what's happening. Now things are starting to bloom, just like spring has sprung, and the
Yes.
flowers are coming up, and here come the buyers and the sellers, and the market is starting up again. So many of you people out there that are out there, we just want to encourage you that you've been sitting on the bench. People are looking. People are out there doing things. And
Yes.
if you're renting, the landlords are going up on the rent. The rents are going up. So now is a good time, and we encourage people to get out there and start looking.
Yes.
Homes are going to sell. You might as well be one of the buyers. And if you're one of the
Exactly.
sellers, you might as well become one of the sellers.
As we say here at Tri-State Realty, why rent when you can buy? You may have seen some of our testimonial videos online where as far as when you're renting, remember, you're paying 100% interest. People don't say it out loud, but if you think about it, you're not getting anything back from that. You're not getting any write-off at the end of the year. Why not get into a mortgage where you'll build equity? You'll have tax tools at the end of the year to write off stuff. And in the long run, as we see, you can have, time to borrow that money back.
And now's a good time to get out there and start doing that. We wanted to talk, about encouraging you to do that, and some programs that will assist you and help you.
Oh, yes.
There's programs out there that are specific to the state of Connecticut. For this particular program, you have to be a Connecticut resident, and the governor is putting money out there to help you. We've been talking
Yes.
about it in previous programs, but every time we're on the TV, we get different listeners.
Oh,
And
yes,
sometimes, you have to put something out there many, many times before it clicks with people.
Well, I'm just glad it has a catchy name. The program's called Time to Own. So
Time to
if
Own.
you think about it, it's like, what's that ownership program? Time to Own for Connecticut residents, like my father said. And I'll say it's a very, very successful program. We've held the hand of many first-time home buyers to go through this program. at this point, we know how to put you in the right direction. So if you have any more questions about that, definitely give us a call. We'll go into the details.
And when you think about it, look at our logo is why rent when you can own?
Yes.
The state's logo is time to own. So hey,
on the same page. That's good.
We're right in tune.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
Like I was saying the other day, we should make a lingo out of that. We need that little
jingle.
a little jingle or something like that where we can sing it and it becomes catchy and people, you know, it's amazing how many times you have to do things or how many times you have to advertise things in order for people to comprehend it.
Usually it's 7 times the average or more.
I think it's 1,000 times sometimes. People always say to me, they say, why do you advertise so much? Why do you keep advertising? You know, a lot of people know who you are and
well,
everything.
I like what you rebut to them. You say, does Coke, does Pepsi, they still advertise.
Yeah, I say to them, look it. I said, do you know what a Coca-Cola is? They said, yeah. You know what a Pepsi is? Yeah. I said, do they ever advertise? And they go look at me like, so what do you mean? I said, look, they've been around for as long as 100 years or whatever, and they spend millions and millions every week on advertising. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, all these big brands are constantly spending millions of dollars every day. You'll turn on the TV, and they're... Why do they do that if everybody knows who they are? You would think that they would know, but they still... And they're smarter than me, and they got a lot more marketing people than I do, you know, and they spend millions of dollars marketing, and they come to the conclusion that we have to do this. They spend, what? They spend $20 million on a Super Bowl for what? Something like 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. They'll spend $10 million. And I'm like, whoa, imagine that. And these are not the newcomers. This is someone who's been around for a long, long time.
Exactly.
Anheuser-Busch, the horse, the Clyde's horse. They spend hundreds of $millions.
They build that brand because they know when you go to a grocery store, underneath that shelf is going to be about 20 other companies with a similar cola that want to take their spot.
But they advertise, and they don't let up. You know, when things are going good, they make more money, they advertise more.
How about that?
So the thing about it is that, you know, as much as, you know, I'm like little small potatoes out here trying to do like the kid with his finger in the dike and keep the water back, and I'm hollering out here, time to own, time to buy a house. There's free money out here, the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, we didn't mention that part. The money is forgivable. It's free money. It's grant money provided by the state to help people pay their closing costs and their down payment.
You would think people would be knocking our doors down, like we wouldn't even have a chance to come do this TV program because we'd have lines of people. And you know, the thing about it is I've been around for quite a bit, and back in the old days, the people that there's a program, first let me back up, because sometimes you assume people out in the TV audience know things and you just jump into something, and maybe we're dealing with new people that don't even know what I'm talking about. The state of Connecticut has a program called Time to Own, and with this program, they want to create housing in the state of Connecticut. So they're giving out money, a grant, to help people buy a house. They realize people may not have the down payment, they may not have the closing costs.
And we know that's like one of the biggest obstacles between people renting and owning a house. They got the job, they got the credit, but they don't have the saved up money they need for the down payment and the closing costs. And with this program, it's going to open a lot of doors for people who wouldn't normally have the chance to.
And the state is going to give you either, depending on the area, $25,000 up to $50,000. And this is money as long as you stay in the house for a certain amount of time. You don't have to pay it back. And it's not included in your mortgage payment. So when you're making your mortgage payment, the money that you get from the state is, you're not making a payment. There's no payment on that.
Exactly.
So your mortgage is only based on the amount of the property that you're buying, the extra money they gave you. It just, you don't pay anything on that. You don't pay anything in that. So that's to help you get into the house. So I'm hollering out there from the tallest mountain. I'm telling everybody, tell your friends, we should have people lined up.
We're talking about it so much because it's not an infinite program. The money does have a limit. So as far as we want to get as many people in there before, you know, they have to refund it. And then maybe one day the program is discontinued. But right now, the program is ready and active, and we've helped a lot of people use it.
And sometimes people just get used to things.
Yeah.
When I started out in real estate, it was 1985. And so I've been around for quite a while. And the people that are administering this program for the state of Connecticut is called CHAFA. And that's symbols for Connecticut Housing Finance Authority.
CHAFA.
It's called CHAFA. They're up in Rocky Hill. So this agency up there administers the program for the state of Connecticut, CHAFA.
Correct.
Now, when I started out in real estate, CHAFA was around. CHAFA was around then, and everybody was so, how can I say it, hyped up and trying to get that money because it would help you buy a house. And this was back in the 80s that they had so much demand, and you had to do a lottery. Not everybody could get that program.
How about that?
They had banks that would loan out the money and get you into a house, but because there was such a demand for it, not everybody could get it. So they had a lottery. You had to win the lottery to have the opportunity to apply for the money. I never forget it. When I got into real estate, and they had a guy that would come down from CHAFA. He would go to all of the different cities, and he would come into, at that time I started out, I was in Waterbury, and I remember he would come and he would get like a hotel room for that weekend. He only came certain days now. And he would come and he would set up office, and people would come and they would line up. There would be lines and lines of people that were applying to just have the opportunity to try and get a house.
And they saw to go through the lottery part.
And they had to go through the lottery, and then he would come and he'd be just writing applications, writing them like crazy, and all the people would be lined up to have the opportunity to be able to buy a house. And that was how long ago then?
You said 85, right?
That was in 85. And now that same agency is still around, and now it's called Time to Own.
But how about this? What great thing about this is, like I said, it's first come, first serve.
First come, first serve.
You don't have to worry about the lottery part. If you can find a house, get it under contract, what they'll do is reserve that money for you. Because as you know, buying a house is a process. After you put it under contract, you have your inspection, you have your appraisal, but they're holding that money for you, waiting for your closing day.
Yeah, because back then, you had to actually win the lottery just to have the opportunity to apply for the money.
How about that?
Now, you just walk in the door and you apply for the money. Doesn't mean you'll get it. It's not guaranteed. You still have to qualify. You still got to have a job. Still got to have some income coming in. They still look at the credit. Credit doesn't have to be perfect. There's certain qualifying things that they look at. But at least if you don't do nothing, guess what? You get nothing, and except handing out that money to the landlord when he comes every single month.
Exactly.
So, in other words, get up and look into the program at least. Like I said,
give us a call, because we have, like I said, we walked many buyers through this program, so we actually know a lot of answers to some of the most common questions we get.
We talk about it every week, and why do we do that? Because it's like we might pull one person in this week or two people in this week. Even if you own your home right now, tell your friends, tell your daughter, tell your son, tell your cousin, your nephew, your coworker. Say, hey, I was watching these guys on TV, father and son team, Tri-State Realty, and they got this program that they keep talking about that can help you buy a house.
Yes.
And you're saving up all of this money. By the time you save the money up, you save up $10,000, the house went up by $50,000.
How about that?
So you're chasing the horse's tail, going around in a circle. By the time you're almost there, you can't win. Price went up again.
Exactly.
This way here, jump in there, do something.
Yeah, that's what we also know. Is this is giving opportunity to people who are good savers, just they can't save enough because these houses keep running away from them as far as they want to put a certain amount down. With the Time to Own program, it kind of gives them a leg up on an average buyer.
Or inflation hits in, you save up, $10,000, now you need $15,000. You save up $15,000, now you need $25,000. Well, hey, jump in there right now, you qualify and got some instant money coming in, and get out there and start looking. So we just want to let you know, Time to own. Remember that. Give us a call. We don't loan out the money, but we deal with the people that do loan out the money.
Exactly.
And, you know, CHAFA has an advisory board. I'm on that advisory board. You know, we have people out here that can assist you and people that can help you.
And remember, you want to work with someone who knows how the program works and how, you know, they'll say the little, we call little difficult things about it. Because some agents, you may ask them, you know about the time to own program? They'll say, what program?
Yeah, I don't know about that
They
program.
don't know about the program.
They don't even know about the program. That, you know, there's agents and there's other agents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some agents, like in the real estate industry, like anything else, you know, they may be part-time. You know,
Yeah, we're doing this every day. So
you know, there's some people. Look at it like Uber.
Yeah.
Some people, you know, they jump in and they ride around for 2 hours, they make enough money, and then they stop. In other words, some people, that's their job. They
do it all
ride
day.
around 20 hours a day. So it's a matter of how much you put into it. We are full-time real estate agents. I have my own office. We have office in Waterbury, in Bridgeport, Naugatuck, New Haven. You know, we have places that you can come and sit down. We teach classes.
Yeah, so
we're on TV.
and we're actually talking to CHAFA. We talk to CHAFA throughout the week, and we find out what changes are coming up, what's happening with the program. So we have our ear on the pulse.
We know what's going on. We're able to convey that to you. You may come in and say, hey, this is my scenario. And then I'll say, okay, let me look at it. Let me review this. And I may pick up the phone and call up and say, hey, to one of our lenders, because not every bank administers the program, and I'll say, hey, here's the scenario I got with this guy here, or this woman right here. Can you help her? Or what does she got to do to get ready? More important, what's he or she got to do to get ready?
Yes,
They may say, well, hey, there's a bill here that got to be paid off, or, you know, how long have they been on the job, you know, or here's what they got to do.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Remember, even if you're not ready, give us a call, because the thing is, we can put you towards people and some nonprofit programs that help people get ready to get their credit in order, get their finances in order, because it's a process to get ready to be pre-approved for a house.
And like you said, you can, you know, refer people to different programs. Guess what? You know how much those programs cost?
Oh, how about
Nothing.
Free.
Free.
That's the best part about
The
that.
programs are free. These are home buying classes, HUD-approved home
HUD-approved.
buying classes that you can
Exactly.
attend. You could do it on Zoom. You could watch these. They can help you with your credit. They can help you showing you with budgeting, with financing,
Exactly.
finding a lender. They can, and if you're a landlord, they even have
I would say they
landlord
have
classes.
classes too.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on that also for the people that have properties right now who are wondering how much they're worth. Like I said before in other episodes, you can use the Zestimate and everything like that, but for a thorough value, I would say have a CMA done. And people may always ask me, how much is a CMA? How much do you guys charge? And it's free. Give us a call, make a date, appointment. We have to see the inside of your house. Remember, I can look at the outside and tell you, but I need to see what those upgrades are. Do you have a tankless water heater? Are there been upgrades in the kitchen? Each one of those things plays a factor in your home's value.
Or like you just said, you got to see the inside. There's these programs on TV or algorithms that you put in that says, we can tell you the value of your house.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They don't know what the inside of the house looks like. You know, you might have bought the house, and the last pictures that they have of that house may have a dated kitchen.
How
It might
about
have it might have wallpaper on the walls, carpet on the floor. And now, since you know, old appliances, since you bought the house, you put stainless steel appliances in there.
Exactly.
You got hardwood floors
You got
in
a
there.
new roof.
You got a new roof inside. You got new cabinets. You took down the wallpaper. Now, when you go on to the internet, they're going to tell you what they saw the last time. Now we come in and we go, oh, this adds value. You got this,
Exactly.
you got that. Okay, this is what your house is worth now or should sell for. We give you an estimate.
Yeah.
And
You give
that's free too.
I said we have a pretty accurate estimate because we're looking at the sales in the area just like an appraiser would, and we're going to tell you, okay, this house is on the market for this, and this house is similar to yours, and you know, we'll see what happens if we actually did place it on the open market.
So, and that it doesn't cost anything to
Nope,
do that.
it's free.
So, what we're saying is all this information that we're out here, you know, take advantage of us. You
Yeah,
know,
definitely. Give us a
call
call.
us. You got to see the number right
Number's
down
right
there. I
there.
guess you can see the number that we're looking at
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
definitely. They can see it.
Call that number. Ask for Charles Scott Sr. or Charles Scott junior We can help you out. We can save you a lot of money, give you some ideas, and for the people out there that maybe having problems even with their mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
Some people
We
out
get
there
those
own their
calls
own
a lot,
home.
too.
We get a lot of calls. There's people out there right now. You have your own home, and you may have had problems trying to keep that home.
Yes.
We're not lawyers. We're not giving legal advice. A disclaimer there. But there's many things that you can do to keep from losing your home.
First of all, don't ignore any of those
Show
letters.
up.
Okay, show up to court. Save all those letters. I mean, you can give us a call if you see something you don't understand. I mean, there's been situations where people call us and say, "Oh, wow, I realized I had this much equity in my house," and they were able to sell their house and get it before the bank took over.
The main thing is show up.
Yes.
Show up. Because the worst thing that you can do if you're having trouble making mortgage payments is to ignore your mortgage company.
Yes.
Now you may say, "Oh, I'm for the mortgage company." No. I'm saying that you have to show up. You have to call them to let them know that you are living there, number one.
Yes.
Now, look at the mortgage company. Here's the scenario. Mortgage company's out of California. They don't hear from you. They haven't gotten any payments from you. They're wondering what's going on. And I have sometimes what will happen is an investigator will go by and call me, and Mr. Scott, I see you have this house up here for sale. Is anybody living in it? I say, sure. People live in there every day and everything.
Yeah.
You know why? Because that individual, his job is to go see if anybody lives there. The bank will call somebody local and say,
Oh, yeah.
go by and see if these people are still alive. Are they living there? If they find out that you abandoned the house, they're going to change the locks.
They board it up.
Board it up, because how do they know you're there? They got to protect the investment.
Yes.
They have when you get a mortgage, you give them permission that if you abandon the house, you give them permission to secure the property, board it up, to keep people from stealing the pipes and burning it down.
The same thing works with insurance. If you don't have property insurance, they will get property insurance on there
Right.
and charge you.
So therefore, call them up, let them know you're there, and negotiate with them. Do you want someone to take your house when it's worth $200,000 more than you think it is, and you just let it go? We've had how many people? We've had many people where we come into the situation, tell them what the house is worth, and you have an opportunity to show up and say to the mortgage company, "I'm going to sell the house and pay you off."
Exactly.
So you sell the house and you get to keep the profit.
Exactly.
Versus walking away with nothing.
Nothing. And
Does that
remember,
make sense?
Even if you're towards the end of it, remember, you can have an attorney go in there and say, we need
Right.
a sale date. We're going to be put on the market.
Extend it.
And they want to help you. They want to work with you.
Get yourself an attorney. The attorney can go in and have the court give you more time.
Yes.
You have plenty of money to pay the attorney. You're going to sell the house, and then you're going to end up with more money, pay off the house, pay off the mortgage, restore your credit. Later on, go out and buy another house.
Exactly.
So these are things that we can help you with. Don't give up. There's
We
hope.
see it every day.
So, we could talk about this forever, but we only have
We'll
so
talk
much
about more.
time.
Yes.
Give us a call and we can do a one-on-one with you.
Yes,
Okay?
definitely.
Give us
make
a
an
call.
appointment, time to own. Even homeowners going through trouble, give us a call and we'll go from there.
Call us. You have the number right there.
Yes.
Until next week, God bless.
Amen.